So next I will tell you about sentence structure. So in the sentence structure there we should have to know basic word order, like the way in the subject in the sentence we have to deal with subject, verb and object. So we need to know the order of these, like in an affirmative sentence the subject normally comes before the verb, or objects or complements come after the verb. So these are the so in the affirmative sentences, like you can take the example like Anne smiled. My father likes dogs. Eric is a doctor. So Anne is a subject. Smiled is a verb. My father is a subject. Like is a verb. Dogs are objects. Eric is a subject, is a verb, while doctor is a object. Like in the few affirmative structures, the verb can come before the subject. There is an exception, like you can take example like so can I, in came Mr. Mrs. Parker. So in this sentence the verb came first before the subject. Like further you can take preparatory, in the preparatory sentences like it and there. When the subject or object is an infinitive phrase or clause, we often put it at the end of the sentence and use it as a preparatory subject or object. Like in this way you can see that it is difficult to understand what he wants. She made it clear that she disagreed. In the next way, there is an exception that there can be a preparatory subject for an indefinite expression. Like you can see in this example, there is a big spider in the bath. So this there is a preparatory subject for an indefinite expression. So next, there can what about the direct and indirect objects? So indirect objects can come before the direct objects without a preposition, or after the direct objects with a preposition. Like in this example, you can see that she sent the nurse some flowers. But if we have to use flowers before the nurse, we have to use to, like he sent some flowers to the nurse. In the next, if we are writing question sentences, we will use auxiliary modal verbs before the subject. Like in this example you can see that have you seen Andrew, where was she going, did Mary phone. So in these sentences the auxiliary is being using first, while the and the subject. So next is, if we talk about negative sentences where auxiliary or modal verb will be used first then not. Like in this example you can see that the train did not stop. We can't say that the train stopped not. We will have to use did first then not. In the next way, for there is an exception, like for word order in negative questions, like why did not she come, why did she not come. So in this way there is an exception. Next are, what is the position of adjective? So adjectives are used before the noun in the sentence. Like in this example you can see that an interesting book, where interesting is a adjective, book is a noun, difficult is a adjective, while questions are noun. Next is, what should be the position of adverb? So adverb have a position according to their different verb can go in different places in the sentence. Like some can be at the beginning, some with the verb, or some at the end. Like I had a terrible thought, where suddenly is using first. The children had probably gone home. I was playing badly. So adverb is being used with the verb and at the end of the sentence. But there is an exception. Adverb cannot normally come between a verb and its object. Like I like mushrooms very much. We can't say that I like very much mushrooms. We have to use very much at the end, not in between the verb and its object. So next is subordinate clauses after, if, because, etc. So adverbial subordinate clauses like beginning for example, after, before, while, when, if, because can usually come. They can come either first or after the rest of the sentence. Like you can see here, after I left school, I spent a year in China, or I spent a year in China after I left the school. So last one is preposition in what in a informal style. A preposition can be separated from its object in certain structure. For example, for details, compare in what hotel did the president stay. This is a formal way. But if we have to write it in an informal way, we will use in at the end, like what hotel did the president stay in. So next I will tell you about conjunctions, and we were talking about the structure of sentences. So conjunctions have big role in the structure of sentences. First, what are conjunctions? Conjunctions are words that join clauses into sentences. Like you can see in this example, I went to bed early. This is a clause. I was extremely tired. This is another clause, and it is these both classes are joined with the conjunction because. So as a whole, it is making a sentence. So conjunctions not only join clauses together, they also show how the meanings of the two clauses are related. Like you can see in this example, we brought the food and they supplied the drink. So this so because of the conjunction and this in this sentence, the meaning is of addition. In this sentence you can see that because of the conjunction, but she was poor but she was honest. So because of the conjunction poor, the meaning is contrast. Like next you can go swimming, or we should stay here. So it is showing the meaning of alternative because of the conjunction or. Next, people disliked her because she was so rude. So because this sentence showing the meaning of cause. And last, I shall phone you when I arrive. So because of conjunction when, it is showing the meaning of time. So next, we know that there are two kinds of conjunctions. One are coordinating conjunction, and the second is subordinating conjunction. Subordinate conjunction like and, but, and, or are often called coordinating conjunctions. They join pairs of clauses that are grammatically independent of each other. So coordinating conjunctions are the conjunction that join independent clauses. We will further discuss what are dependent and what are independent clauses in the next lectures. Other type is subordinating conjunction like because, when, that, or which are called subordinating conjunctions. A subordinating conjunction together with its following clause acts like a part of the other clause. Like you can see, I shall phone you tomorrow. So tomorrow is a adverb. I shall phone you when I arrive. So when I arrive. So in this way, when is serving as the part of the sentence. So it is a subordinating conjunction. When I arrive is similar to tomorrow. It acts like an adverb in the clause I shall phone you. There is another example. He told me a lie. This is the object, but if we add a subordinate conjunction, it is looking like it is it is the part of this clause. Like it, and in the last it's an uh, unanswerable question. So which if we says it it's a question which nobody can answer. So by the addition of subordinate conjunction, it is giving the meaning of adjective. uh, so next, some conjunctions are made up of two or more words. Like I stayed an extra night so that I could see Anne. So because of so, it is showing two made up of two or more words. let me know the moment that you arrive. So that because of that they are made up of two or more words. Next are in grammars, clauses that follow subordinate conjunctions are called subordinate clauses or dependent clauses. So these are dependent clauses. Now we will talk about the position of subordinate clauses. Adverb clauses can usually go either first or last in the sentence depending on what is to be emphasized. The most important usually comes last. So the most important clause will come at the last. Like you can see in these examples, when I was having a shower, I slipped on the floor. So it is emphasizing on what happened. So I slipped on the floor. It is at the end because it is important. It is showing what has happened. So I slipped on the floor while I was having a shower. So emphasizing when it happened while I was taking a having a shower. If you need help, just let me know. Just let me know if you need help. So in this way, subordinating clause is used. Although the bicycle was expensive, she decided to buy it. So she decided to buy it. It is at the end, so it is showing the important. Next, because she was too angry to speak and said nothing, because she was too angry to speak. So next we will talk about the punctuation used in the while using the conjunction. Commas are often used to separate longer or more complicated clauses. Comma. Some shorter pairs of clauses are often connected without commas. Like you can see in this example, I came home and the others went dancing. And I decided to come here earlier than I had planned, and the others spent the evening at the local club. So these are short clauses. There is no need of commas, but in this way I decided to come home earlier than I had planned. So it is a big clause, so that's why there is a need of comma, and after the comma there is a subordinating conjunction and then the next clause. When a subordinate clause begins in a sentence, it is more often separated by comma even if it is short. Like you can see in this sentence, if you are passing comma, come in and see us. Come in and see us if you are passing a comma. So if we start with the subordinating clause, we need a comma. But in the second way, you can see that if we are not starting with the subordinate clause, we don't need a comma. So next, leaving words out. Words for repeated ideas can often be left out in the second of two coordinating clauses, but not normally in the subordinate clause. So they can be left out in coordinate clause but not in subordinate clause. Like you can see in this example, she was depressed and did not know what to do. So comma is not being used. Its meaning is she did not know what to do. In the second, you can see that she was dressed because she did not know what to do, and note she was depressed because she did not know. So she was depressed, we will use comma because it is after that there is a use of subordinate. There is a subordinate clause because it is starting with subordinate conjunction. Next, however, after, if, when, while, until, once, unless, and although, a pronoun, subject, and the verb can be often be dropped, especially in common fixed expressions like if necessary. Like you can see in this, I shall pray for you if necessary is equal to if it is necessary. So we use if when a pronoun, subject, and the verb can be often be dropped, especially in common fixed expression like. So in this way we are using if it is necessary. So these are the common expressions, so we will drop the subject and verb. So if in doubt, wait and see. If you are in doubt, so we are have not used you. In the upper sentence we have not used it. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. Cook slowly until ready. Once in bed, I ready for 20 minutes and then turned out the light. So many conjunctions that express time relations after, before, since, when, while, whenever, once, and until can often be followed by ing forms and past participles instead of subjects and full verbs. Like you can see, I always feel better after talking to you. So in this way, after we are using after, so it is followed by ing form. In the another example, we have used comma, and once some things are never learned, so forgotten. So never, after the never we have used past participle instead of subject or full verb. So so next is conjunction in separate sentences. So normally a conjunction connects two clauses into one sentence. However, times a conjunction and its clause can stand alone. This happens, like you can see in this example, when you are going to get up when I am ready. When did you do that? Because I felt like. So in this way you can see that. So conjunction in separate sentences, we are using conjunctions in separate sentences. When I am ready, and because I felt like it. I am going out, mom, as soon as. So as soon as the conjunction is again using in different sentences. So next is afterthoughts may also begin with conjunctions, like you can see in this example. Okay, I did it, but I did not mean to. So first we are saying that he's saying that he has done, but on the other instance he is saying that he has not done. So we have to use but for the afterthoughts. Next, problems with conjunctions, as we are talking about structure of sentences and the role of conjunction in the structure of sentences. So there are several problems related to conjunction, like you can see in this way. In most languages of European origin, clauses are joined together by conjunction in similar ways. However, students who speak other languages may have some problems in using English conjunctions collectively. Like you can see this first situation, one conjunction for two clauses. So if we have to join two clauses, we only need one conjunction. We don't need two conjunctions for two clauses. Like you can see, one conjunction is enough to join two clauses. Like you can see here, although she was tired, she went to work. So although she was tired, she went to work. So we only need although. We don't need any other conjunction. In the next, she was tired but she went to work. So we only need but. We don't need to write it as not although she was tired but she went to work. We don't need to use although and but at the same time. Next, because I liked him, I tried him. So we only need because. Next, I liked him, so I tried to help him. We only need so. Next, not, we don't need to write it as because I liked him, so I tried to help him. As you know, I work very hard. So we only need as you know. So we only need as a conjunction. You know that I worked hard. We only need that. We don't need to write it as not as you know that I worked hard. Next, however we can use and or together with the repeated conjunctions. Like you can see that we came back because we ran out of money and because and got ill. So we have a use because and because two times. So will have to use and for the repetition of because. Next, she did not write when I was ill or when I got married. So there is a repetition of when, so we will have to use or. Next, relative pronouns are also conjunctions. Relative pronouns like who, which, that join clauses are also act like a conjunction. Like there is a girl who works with my sister. So who, which is a relative pronoun, also acting as a conjunction. Next, a relative pronoun is like the subject or object of the verb that comes after it. So we don't need another subject or object. Like you can see, I have got a friend who works in a publication. We don't need to say not who he works in a publication. We don't need to use he after who, because who is also like subject or object which comes after the word, which don't need any other subject for to complete the meaning. The man that she married was an old friend of mine. We don't need to say not the man that. We have to say, not that she married him. We don't need to use him. We only need to she married with the Lord with an was an old friend of mine. The man that she married. We don't need to say man that she married him. She always thank me for the money that I give her, not the money that uh, we don't need to use in this way. So next, that, where, and when. So that is often used instead of which or who or whom. There is a girl that works with my sister. So that is using her instead of who, which, or who, instead of who. But we do not usually use that instead of when or where. Like August 31st is the national holiday when everybody dances in the streets. Not that everybody dances. So we do not usually use that instead of when or where. Like we have used there when, we can't use there that. The house where I live is very small. We can't say that not the house that I am living is very small. We have to use where, not that. But that in can mean the same as where. Like the house that I live is in very small. The house, this that can be used instead of where in this position, and when in a special case, for example after place or day. Like I always remember the day that I met you. So there we can use that when I meet you in place of when or where. Next, information structures. Like different ways of organizing information. If information structures are also the type of structure, and we are talking about structure of sentences. When we talk about situation, we can only organize the information in various ways. For example, by choosing different elements of the situation as the subject of a clause or sentence. Like the storm blew Margaret's roof off. So in this situation, we can organize the information in various ways, like by choosing different element of situation, like the storm and Margaret's roof. We have choose the storm as subject of the sentence. Margaret's roof was blown off in the storm. We can also write this as this way. Margaret had her roof blown off the storm. So there are different ways of organizing information. By we can choose the storm as subject. We can use Margaret's roof as a subject. We can use Margaret as a subject. So these are the three different ways of organizing information. Next, normal order, important new information last. Like most often a clause or sentence move from noun to new, from low to high information value. So we often choose as a subject a person or thing that is already being talked about, or that has already been mentioned, or something that the speaker and the hearer are both familiar with, or even some new information that is not the main point of the message. The important new information generally comes at the end of the clause or sentence. We will know about it completely by taking an example. How is the Joy these days? Oh, fine. He just got married to a very nice girl. So the real information is at the end of the sentence or clause. So more natural than a very nice girl just got married at him. So it is more natural then so we will use the thing which is more natural than at the end of the sentence. My father was bitten by a dog last week. So more natural, a dog bit my father last week, so it is at the end of the sentence. It is a arrangement of informative sentences. Our dog bit the postman this morning. So the postman was bitten by our dog this morning. So this will be at the end of the. I can't find my clothes. Well, your trousers are under my coat. So my coat's on your trousers. So it will be at the end of the sentence. To avoid beginning a class with a completely new element, we can use there is structure. There is structure. There is the cat on the roof. More natural, a cat. So to avoid the beginning, we have used there. There is a cat on the roof. Okay. So next, getting the right subject, active, passives, etc. Like you can see here. In many situations, there is an agent, the person or thing who does something, and a patient, the person or thing that something is done to. If we want to make the agent the subject, we can usually do this by choosing an active verb form, like the storm blew Margaret's roof off. So getting the right subject, we will have to use so you are watching that we have used an active verb form blew. Okay. In situation when person or thing which does something, so the storm has done something, it has blown the Margaret's roof, so we have to use an active verb. Somebody's dropped ketchup all over the floor, so we have to use dropped active verb when somebody has done some big thing. So next, if we want to keep the patient the subject, we can usually do this by choosing a passive verb form. You want to make the patient the subject, like Margaret's roof was blown off in the storm. Ketchup has been dropped all over the floor. So here, what we have done there, we have made the patient the subject. We can usually do this by choosing a passive form. Like Margaret's roof is usually get blown and ketchup usually get dropped. If we want to make something else the subject, we can often do this by using a structure with have plus subject plus past participle. Like Margaret had her roof blown off in the storm. So we want to make something else the subject, like we want to make Margaret, we will have to use have plus object plus past participle. So we have used had, then her object, her roof is object, blown off, which is past participle. Further, the roof has had ketchup dropped all over it. So we will have to, if we want to use we want to make something else the subject, so we can often do this by using a structure with have plus object. After has, had is a object. Next, structure with have are often used to personalize a situation by making a person with the subject. Like I have got the house full of children instead of the house is full of children. So structure with have are often used to personalize a situation. Like I have got the house. So we have personalized the house full of children. We can't say the house is full of children. We have personalized the house, like or there are children all over the house. We can also say it. We can often get the subject we want by choosing the right verb. Like the biscuit factory employs 7,000 people, and the next 7,000 people work for the biscuit factory. So what we have done, we can get the subject we want by choosing the right verb. So if we use employees, so we will have to use factory as a subject. If we want to use people as subject, we will have to use work as a verb. He led the children through the silent streets. So there we have a use he as a subject. So we will have to use led as a subject. The children followed him through. So we have to choose the children which followed him. So we will have to use verb which shows which subject will be used. Next, some verbs can have both agent and patient subjects. She opened the door opened. So what we have done, she opened the door, so we can have both where there we have she can open the door open. So some verbs can have both agents. So the open by the verb open we can use she as a subject which is agent, or the door open what is agent which do work, what is patient on which the work done. So next is and wait. It worried me that she had not been in touch. Like longer and heavier structures usually come last in a clause or sentence. They usually have the highest information value in any case. Like children are sometimes discouraged by the length of time it takes to learn a musical instrument. So more natural than the length of the time it takes to learn the musical instrument sometimes discourage the children. So longer and heavier structure usually come last in the clause or sentences. So what is the longer or heavier? That it takes time to learn a musical instrument. We can't use it at the start of the sentence. Next, because of this, we often use a structure with preparatory if it in order to remove a clause or infinitive, subject or object at the end of sentence. So we often use a structure with preparatory if in, like you can see for see it worried me that she has not been in touch with me for so long. So we have used in touch for so long at the end of sentence. It's important to tell us everything you know. So everything you know, we have to take preparatory at the end of sentence. To tell everything you know, it is important. So important thing we have taken at the end. He made it clear that he was not in the least interested. More natural that he is least interested. So it is at the end of the sentence. Next, adverbs do not normally separate the verb from the object in an English clause. However, a very long and heavy objects can come after a shorter adverb. Like she plays the violin very well. So after the violin, we have a use very well. We can't use she plays very well the violin. So after a shorter adverb, can use long and healthy objects. She plays very well almost any instrument that you can think of, and several that you can't. So almost any instrument that you can think of this way. And wait can also affect the word order in of indirect questions like and wait, like I am sure that what the point is, and secondly I am sure what is the point of spending hours and hours discussing this. So and wait can affect the word order. So there what is the point is it should be at the start of the sentence, but it is at the end because of the end wait. It is ending at the weightage, and this is the same case here. Emphatic structures. What I need is nice man joy. There are various ways of giving extra emphasis to one part of the sentence. Only way is to use a cleft sentence with it or what. The emphasizes one idea by putting everything else into a subordinate clause, like it was my mother who was finally called the police. So what we have done, emphatic structure what I need, so it is at the one emphasizing one part of sentence. So it is the cleft, it is called cleft sentence with it or what. So it will be in the subordinate clause, like it was my mother who finally called the police. So it was my mother So in this way, emphasizing, it was my mother, it is emphasizing what I need. So what I need is emphasizing on the next thing is a hot bath and a drink. If we move at the beginning of the sentence something that does not normally go there, this give it extra emphasis. This kind of structure fronting is common in speech where intonation can make the information structure clear. Like the other plants we shall look at next week. Nice man, Joy. So if we move at to the beginning of sentence something that does not normally go there, the other plants we will look, so it is not normally going there, this gives extra emphasis, like the other plants. So where we can make the information structure clear by using the other plants at the start and the to whom we are talking at the end. Next is fronting. So people like that it just can't be stand. Like affirmative sentence most often begin with the grammatical subject. Like I just can't stand people like that. So it is using with people like that. I just can't stand. So I just can't stand people like that. We will have to use I as the most often beginning. If we begin a sentence with something else, this is often to make it to the topic, the thing we are talking about. Even though it is not the grammatical subject, this can also move the main new information to the end and its most natural position. This question we have already discussed at some length. The other information which you need I am putting in the post today. So from a business letter, so we begin with something else. We are not uh, uh, starting with the grammatical structure. So this is another way. Any video in our catalog we can supply if available. So it is notice in music show. So it is not a grammatical subject, but it is an information, its most natural position of the information. Next, fronting is particularly common in speech. People like that I just can't stand. A fat lot of good that does me. This doesn't do me much good by putting emphasis on me. So fronting is particularly in speech. People like that. Yeah, like what we are doing, we are fronting people like that. A fat load of good. So it is what we are doing. We are putting strong emphasizing on me, but it is not matching if we use it at the start. We will have to use me at the end. Next question. Word clause are often fronted. Like what I am going to do next, I just don't know. So they are awfully fronted. What they are using at the first. If we have a question word clause, how we will use question part first. How she got the gun through customs, we never found out. Very good lesson we had. Fronting word in short sentences can also give them extra emphasis. This happens mostly in speech. Like strange people, they are. Very good lesson we had yesterday. Last forever those will. So we are using a very good lesson we had. We are fronting the word in short sentences can also give them extra emphasis. Next, in a few exclamatory expression a noun is fronted before that, but this is uncommon in modern English, like fool that I was. So what are we doing? We are using a noun first before that, but it is uncommon in but this example is uncommon in modern English. Ellipsis postman bean. In a very informal style, articles, pronouns, and auxiliary verbs are often left out, bringing a more important word to the front of the clause. This is called ellipsis. So what we are doing, articles, pronouns, and auxiliary verbs, they are left out, bringing more important verb to the front, like postman bean, seen John. So we are using postman bean at the start. This is ellipsis. Sometimes ellipses are used to front a verb or the complement, while the subject is put in a tag at the end, like his bearded stiffened. So we are using uh, the subject with tag stiffened at the end. Funny, your brother. Nice day is not it. So we are using is not it at the end. This is ellipsis. Adverb, etc. Off we go. Many adverbs and adverbial expression can go at the beginning of the class. This often happens when we are using the adverb to structure a piece of narrative or a description. So many adverb and adverbial expression can go at the beginning of the class. Like you can see in this example. Once upon a time, so there is a class is using at there were three little pigs. One day, then soon after that, after dark, we have to use with these adverbs and adverbial expression opposite the living room, etc. So next are adverbs, etc. Off we go. Many adverbs and adverbial expression can go at the beginning of the class. This often happens when we are using adverbs to the structure a piece of the narrative or a description. Like adverb participles are often fronted when giving instructions to small children. Off we go, down you come. Inversion is necessary after some emphatic fronted adverbs and adverbial expression like under no circumstances can we accept checks. Not under no circumstances. We have to use under no can we accept the check. So we will have to use can. Under no circumstances can. Round the corner came Mr. Porter. So we will have the adverb or adverbial expression will be at the beginning of the sentence. Next, fronting with as or though. Fronted adverbs and adverbs are possible in a structure with as or though. Like young as I was, I realized what was happening. Tired though she was, she went on working. Fast though she drove, much as I respect his work. So we are fronting with as or though. We are emphasizing with as or though. Like once upon a time there was a little three pigs. So spoken structures and tags. This guy who rang up, he is an architect. Like in informal speech, we often space out the different elements of sentence, giving the hearer a little extra time to interpret each part of before going to the next. Like last Wednesday it was, I was just going to work. It's terrible, you know. So we are using you know. It was to giving the time to the hearer. Next, one way of spacing out information is to separate a subject or object, announce it at the front of a sentence and then repeat it with the pronoun. Like George Best, now he was a good player. So we are spacing to separate subject or object by repeating the pronoun. The guy who rang up, he is an architect. Well, so this way. Next, that couple we met in Berlin, we don't want to send them a card, do we? So what we are doing, we are spacing out information to separate out subject or object. One of my brothers, his wife's a singer, he says. This does not really happen with pronoun subjects, but me and myself are clearly right and fronted. Like me, I don't care. So me can be separated and fronted. Myself is also separated and fronted. Another common way of separating part of a sentence is to introduce it with, like you know, Sylvia, well, she. So common way of separation parts is to introduce it. We are using you know at the start. By introducing it, we are separating it. Second, tags, they work very hard, most of them. We can space out information by putting some of it in a complete sentences, then adding more details at the end. The extra words at the end are called tags. Like they work very hard, most of them. So we are at the end we are putting the information, the complete details. That's the doorbell. I think I don't mind, to be honest. So it is at that detail, to be honest. It is possible to announce the subject with a pronoun and put the full subject in a tag. He has not a chance, Fred. He likes his beer, John. So what we are doing, we are announcing the subject with a pronoun and put the full subject in tag. So he has not a chance, Fred. So what we are doing, he likes his beer. So we are using a pronoun with full subject in a tag. We are using Fred as in a tag. They are very polite, your children. In sentence like these, we often drop the pronoun at the beginning, like has not a chance. We can, so there we can't. We don't need to use pronoun. We can also drop an unsuggest form of be, like very be. We don't need to write be very polite. We can also write very polite, your children. Living in the clouds, you lot crazy. So be living. We don't need to write be living. The tag can repeat the verb by using an auxiliary, like he has not a chance. So we can by using uh, and auxiliary we can repeat the tag he and then Fred. He likes his beer, John does. She really got on my nerves, Sylvia did. So next, emphasizing tags, you have gone mad, you have, like sometimes the tag gives a new information but simply repeats, emphasizes the subject and verb, like you have gone mad, you have. So we are using you have by for emphasizing. I am getting fed of, I am. So there I am is to emphasize. He looks his beer, he does. Pronouns are not usually used alone in tags except for reflexives. I don't think much of the party myself. We are using reflexive at the end to use not use tag, but there we are using tag by using reflexives. Understanding complicated structures, like class inside class and she when she finally, like sometime an adverb clause is put into the middle of another clause separating a subject from its verb, like and and had a series of bad dreams. So we are putting an adverb clause when she finally managed to go to sleep. So subject plus if when first because plus verb. So this way the government, if recent reports can be trusted, has decided not to raise interest rates. So we are using this to separate subject and verb. In these structures, a noun may not be subject of a verb that comes just after it, like Mr. Andrews, when he was the policeman, started running as fast as he could. So it was not a policeman who started running, it was Mr. Andrews. Sentences like these can be hard for learners to understand, especially if they are long and complicated. Like Mr. Fisher, after he had completed his discussion with the bank manager, drew a large sum of money out of the bank and caught the next plane to Paris. So a learner might think that was the bank manager who took the money and went to Paris, but it is Mr. Fisher. So Mr. Fisher, the next sentence related to it is drew a large sum of money of the bank. So in the between there is a this clause is to deceive you. One way of deciding what to do if you have difficulty in choosing the best course of action is to toss a coin. Like does the sentence say the best course of action is to toss a coin? That picture of the children standing. The same thing can happen when the subject of the sentence is followed by a descriptive phrase or relative clause, like subject plus descriptive phrase clause plus verb. So we will use descriptive phrase clause instead of adverb clause, like that picture of children standing in front of the palace talking to the Prime Minister is wonderful. So this sentence doesn't mean that the Prime Minister is wonderful, but the picture of the children. The tree that Mary gave to my younger brother is growing fast. So there is tree growing fast, not the Mary. The reporter who first made contact with the kidnapper telephoned the police immediately. Who telephoned? The reporter. Missing relative pronouns the film she was talking about. Like when relative pronouns who, which, that are left out, this can cause difficulty. Like it was a question a small child could have answered. That a small child could have answered. So there is a problem of choosing which is subject. The film she was talking about at Celia's party turned out to be very boring. The film which was she talking about, this is not the Celia's party, which is get bored. The manager of Brown's, the chemist, has confirmed that bottles of shampoo he took off the shelves after animal rights protesters claimed that have put bleach into them did contain poisonous chemicals. So they will be talking about bottles of shampoo. The really important point is that because he did not invite the man, he certainly should have asked his father was angry. So does the sentence says that he should have asked his father. So this is becoming very difficult to understand. Missing that the man claimed he was. Like we often leave out the conjunction after conjunction that after verbs. This can make complicated sentences more difficult to follow. Missing that the man she claimed. Like the man who was arrested claimed he was somewhere else at the time of the robbery. So claimed that he was. So it is making difficult. She insisted she thought he knew she was on the train. So she insisted that she thought that she knew that. So this is making difficult if we're talking about missing that the man claimed. So here is the man missing which he was claiming. Next, in short news reports that is sometimes left out. What is left out? Officials did not accept his claim he was innocent. So that he was innocent, not the officials. The minister denied the suggestion he had concealed information from parliament. So the suggestion that he, not the minister. The past participles that look like past sentences, like the children asked, told the police. Past participles like arrested, accused are often used descriptively after nouns rather like reduced relative clauses. When these look like same as past sentences, they can cause confusion. Like in the following sentences, like reported, arrested means who are arrested, accused means who is accused, asked means who are asked. Like a court has heard that a young civil servant arrested, young civil servant who was arrested who was arrested after shootings on Tyneside left one man that is to be charged with murder. So there is a civil servant who will be charged with murder, not the man who dead. A Karnak separatist accused of leading an attack on a French police. So accused of, this is a Karnak separatist, not the French police barracks, in which four gendarmes died has been arrested. So this is Karnak separatist. A number of children asked for comments on the proposal to expel some immigration, told the police. So there were children asked. So there is children who was asked. A number of children who was asked, not the immigrants. Reporting expression the man who and said will tell us. Complicated structure can be produced when reporting expressions are included in the sentence. Like this is a man who and said will tell us all about the church. So what is happening there? The reporting expression like the who said. It's the man who and said will tell us. So by using who, it is making complex. There are some those people that I thought were going to buy our house. So that I thought, those people that I thought, this is making complex. Who did you say that you wanted to invite for Christmas? That you are invited. What do you suppose will happen? So, do you suppose will happen? This is making complex. This can also happen with reported question structures like he has gone. I don't know how far. So here I don't know how far. So this is how far. This is a reported structure. We spent. I can't remember how much money on our holiday. So we spent. I can't remember how much money. So this is how much. This is reporting question structure. This is also making complex things complex. Mary gave me. You will shall never guess what for my birthday. So what for my birthday is making complex. Heavy subject getting up, like getting up very early makes make when the subject of a sentence is a long phrase or clause, the structure can be difficult to follow. Like getting up early in the morning makes you feel really superior. The first 7 words are the subject, like getting up very early in the morning. This is a complete subject. After that there is a verb. Going on holidays out of season when everybody else is working. So what is else is so there are 11 word subject. What Anne's little sister wanted above everything else is in the whole world was a horse. So this is a what so up to world, there is a 12 word subject. This is also making things complex. Heavy indirect object, I gave all the people who had helped me. Similar problems can be caused by long indirect objects, like we have seen in the last slide. She gave all the people who had helped her with her research copies of her book. So what is happening there? I gave all the people who had helped me. She gave all the people who had helped her with her research copies of her book. So it is making things complex. She gave all people who had helped her with her research copies of her book. So we are getting confused which is subject, which is verb, which is object. He brought the village where he had grown up unexpected fame and prosperity. There are some more examples, like here are some examples of the above structures, some of them extreme, taken from news reports and fiction, like a 24-year-old laborer who was arrested in Trafalgar Square when he was allegedly attempted to knife a traffic warden is said to have injured 3 policemen. So it is a complex sentence. A consumers association study showed 75% of parents thought junk food advertising campaigns made it harder for them to insist their children ate healthy food. So it is a very long subject. The rebel leader found out that in spite of the precautions of the soldier, he had bought the gun from the police had planted an informer among them. So this is also a very long subject up to police. Now some more sentences, like the report will look into claims the design of the courthouse the man escaped from was at fault. So this is a big sentence. The statements reassuring the public's patients needing intensive care are getting it. So up till it there is a complete subject. What they say is surprising is not. So what they say it is subject. Picture of the baby the judge ordered should not be identified by reporters. So up to a reporter there is subject and appeared in a newspaper. Police hunting thieves who dumped a 10-month-old baby in a valley after finding him inside a car they stole have charged. So after up to stole there is a subject. The head door man at the nightclub where the ecstasy pill which killed PL was sold. So up to PL, there is a subject was sold has admitted. So after sold, there is a long subject. But when what bothered him more than what he files that were in the drawer could mean was soft to mean there is a long subject was the feeling that something was certainly missing. So next, police called at a house of Hampshire after neighbors reported cries for help. Found soft up to help is a long subject. Miriam Dunn chiefs have refused to discuss reports. They ignored advice. Attendance figures at the attraction would be lower than hoped. So would be up to attraction. This is a long subject. The Sunday Times says the Millennium Commission warned Dome owner. The Millennium Experience company its own estimate was between 4.5 million and 5 million, and MEC reportedly insisted there would be at least 7 million visitors this year. So these are the complex sentences. The Millennium Dome was a tourist attraction built in London to celebrate the year 2000. It was an enormous amount of money. So this is all about the structure of